All right, welcome back to the 2019 Austin Film Festival. I am here with the team behind Father by Law, a gorgeous, I will say, gorgeous Mr. Cinematographer short that is showing at this year's festival. So welcome to Austin, first of all. I don't know if anybody has visited before, but welcome to Texas.
Thank you. We love it.
And it's like 70 degrees outside, which means this is like New Year's Day weather. I'm not joking with you. So thank you, Canadians, for bringing the freezing chill. We all think we're dying. But
we're so sorry.
Oh, no, we are so thankful. It was 102 last week. So, yeah, good times. Woo, Halloween. All right, so let's talk about the short. Maria, if you want to give us for the folks at home who haven't seen it yet, a no spoilers quick look.
I can do that. So it's the story of a father who goes to his daughter's wedding to find out that she actually wants to do the father-daughter dance with her stepdad instead of with him. That's the premise of the film.
Yes. And it's very, it was really precious. I enjoyed it so much because it's so wise, which is like, not to be like, oh my gosh, you guys made such a smart movie, but you're all very young, and I can't think that you've all been through like horrible life experiences or anything like that. So I'm like, dang, this was such a smart script. So way to go on the two of you.
Yeah. Team effort.
All right. So what inspired this? Was it just a story that was kind of percolating around? A friend of yours had an experience? What was that?
So first of all, I'm an easy crier. I cry like super easily. And so every time at weddings, when I see a father-daughter dance, I always tear up. And then one time I was like, oh my gosh, what if like this happened? Like, what if there was this drama with like a step parent? And then I was like, wait, what if this happened to my family? And then that's how all the characters came to life. And then I think also for Jeff and I, all the characters are just based off of some of our family members. So that's how we kind of made it feel more real. My parents are divorced, so that would have been ugly. But yeah. Do you want to say anything?
What she said.
Yeah, it's very realistic, but it's very empathetic. I appreciated that. That still shows a lot of skill as a writer, but also a lot of skill from your actors. Tell me a little bit about your cast.
Yeah, so the dad is played by William Russ, who was the dad on Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
And I was a massive fan of that show growing up. So it just felt so lucky to have him be a part of it. And he's so seasoned, so he was great. And then the actress, her name is Annie Clark, and she was on Degrassi, and she played Fiona Coyne on Degrassi for years. And I've actually known her for a long time in Toronto. So I was happy to finally work with her, though. It was the first time we worked together, which was really great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a good role for William Russ because I grew up, I think y'all are all a little bit younger than me. Maybe a lot younger than me. I don't know. But I grew up watching Boy Meets World, and he was just always like the classic all-American good guy dad, and it was a beautiful character, the blue-collar dad doing his best. But to see that kind of get turned on its head here, I was like, oh gosh. It like gave me tension. I was like, I'm not used to looking at him like this. This is a lot for me. All right, so I do want to hear a little bit from our cinematographer because, like I was saying, it's beautiful, visually beautiful. But you guys did a lot of stuff outside, different times of the day that had to be challenging.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of back and forth, jumping around, making sure lighting would be consistent. A couple of small reshoots every now and then to make sure that was actually consistent. Yeah, there's only like the bathroom scene and the small house is like really the only interiors. But it was great to be outside that location. Was fantastic, and it was great living there for like a week. Yeah.
Well, they also gave us like. Yeah, he'll come back to me. Give me
that mic.
We found this amazing couple that just created their own wedding venue, and they just loved the story and wanted to be, and they said they see it all the time. So like, oh yeah, we'll just let you shoot here for free. And we're like, we love you. And not only did
if you insist.
Yeah. Not only did they let us shoot there for free, but they also helped decorate everything. And so our production designer was amazing, but like these people are so good at what they do, and they just helped us make everything for free and just it was so great. So you had great stuff to work with too.
It was good source material.
Yeah. All right. For the people that are either maybe aspiring film school grads or people that's not ever going to be an option for them, but they still want to learn about the craft. Can you tell me, we've got our editor here, tell me a little bit about what your process is, working with the director, and when the cinematographer like hands all the material over to you, like where do you go from there? Because I think a lot of people don't realize it's more than just let's get these in order and hit save.
Right. Well, every film will have a different process than
absolutely,
editing process.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's really important to start with just everything that's in the script. I know there's so many directors that immediately know, like, oh, I want to cut this, I want to cut that. Mm-hmm. I think we got to restructure everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to start out with, okay, here's what we intended to make, and here is every shot, and then kind of really just finesse the performance and really just make sure that the journey keeps building, and that's going to take time. I think people get really frustrated, but it'll get there. You just have to be patient, and you have to be willing to try everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stages of production, people who have not been on a set assume, everything on a set takes so long, which it does. I'll give them that. But, you had maybe 5 days of actual shooting. How long was pre-production?
Forever.
Yeah.
Well, we worked on the script for probably 6 months, not every day, but on and off. And I think it was working, but there was certain things that were missing. And then I think within like the last month before shooting, we finally found like the little missing piece. And that happens. I'm not going to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to say when it happens, but it happens near the end of the film in like a pivotal moment. So that was really great to kind of find, and because I think we found that, we didn't have to do any restructuring when we were editing. Yeah. We just had to eliminate, maybe there was like 1 or 2 redundant scenes that weren't needed, but it was really easy in terms of that, which is great.
Yeah. People don't know that pre-production can be years, and post-production can be years.
Yeah, like even the story, like it started like 2 years ago in one of your classes, and then you were developing it for a class, and then the idea came for it to be the thesis film, and then we did, like in the past 6 months before the film, we just developed it more and refined it. So yeah, it was quite a long process. Lots of drafts.
I imagine from a producer standpoint, you're kind of like, you take as long in that pre-production as you want to, because that is what ensures like we can actually get it done once we're on set.
Exactly, but I had full faith in Maria and this team that I knew that it would turn out looking really great. So anytime that we're making a film, I'm there. I'm on board. I'm part of this team. Yeah, this is a great team.
It's on film now. Like, you can't go back on it. Like,
she knows. She hears it all the time.
All right. Well, how did the team come together, though? When did you guys all meet?
I've known these guys. Well, Maria, I've known since undergrad. We went to undergrad together at York in Toronto for film production, and I kind of followed her to to LA to help her out with this one. And Jeff, I've known since we were kids, so it was a really organic relationship there. And then I met these guys, and they're awesome. And I want to work with these guys forever. Yeah.
We have known each other for a long time. We're all good friends. I think that's also something to note too. I love these guys. They're like my favorite people, and I've collaborated with all of them on multiple projects, so I don't want that to end anytime soon. But also as well, I met these two at USC. So thank you, USC, for letting me meet these amazing people. And they're just they're so talented. So it's just so nice to be given that opportunity.
Are you all getting to travel to like most of the film festival stops that you're making?
Well, this is our world premiere.
Oh, I thought you had already hit up Heartland.
Well, I hit up Heartland with the feature that I co-directed, another project. Yeah.
Overachievers. It's these overachievers. They get me every time.
So this is our world premiere.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I mean, how is the audience responding? Like, how was your experience at the festival, I should say? Like, what have you guys been up to?
This is the best festival in the world, I think. This is on camera, but yes, I love it.
I love these guys.
I love it so much. I think just having a festival for writers and talking so much about story and all the conference panels are incredible. Like the people that are here are insane. Like I respect them so much. And then even at we were fortunate enough to be a finalist, so we went to the award ceremony yesterday, and I'm just sitting there looking 2 tables over, and there's like these very important people near us, and I'm just like, oh my god, why am I here? But yay.
Is that Lawrence Kasdan?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So it's awesome. It's just such a good festival, and the communication has been great, so organized. I want to come back every year if I can.
Yeah, I appreciate so much, and I mean, you guys coming from a university setting, I appreciate so much the focus that this festival in particular puts on education and the craft, and they really want to reach out to people and give them the best information possible. Whereas a lot of the bigger festivals, most of the education is on PR and marketing, which is so important. You know, you've got an amazing publicist over here.
Marianne Connolly.
That's our girl. Yes, it is important. But also, you know, just getting that like continuing education about technology and about streaming platforms. You know, there's so much changing from time to time. So, I mean, like if you're addressing film school students that are maybe coming out with their thesis film or their first projects, like how would you guys kind of advise them to approach the film festival circuit, like to make it work for them in terms of getting their film out there, but also making good connections and getting the best information?
Wow, this I could go on for a long time. There's so many things you can do. First of all, I think you need to know like what your film is and what genre it is and the types of films that whatever festival you want to submit to usually accepts and goes for. So some festivals like certain kind of more edgy films or more art house films, and if you have more of a Hollywood story, they might not be interested in that. So I think just finding out which and kind of targeting which ones I think you think would be the best fit for you, and then going for those. And then once you get in and go there, trying to network as much as possible. And I think also just don't sell yourself short too when you meet people. Give yourself credit for the fact that you did get there and put your best foot forward. Yeah. Anyone else?
Mr. Producer Guy?
Words of wisdom.
That's what I'm going to call you now. Mr. Producer Guy, could you?
Exactly. You know, it's about doing your rounds, you know, meeting all the people you can, getting your cards out there, and just being confident in what you're doing, you know, really sell yourself and your project. And yeah, people will gravitate to that for sure. Anyone?
Cool.
Well, I do want to kind of double back because I missed something that I wanted to ask you. When young filmmakers are kind of, you've mentioned that you guys have worked on multiple projects together, which is good because sometimes you're afraid, like you work on something with your friend and you're like, and we are not friends anymore. You know, I have met a few people like that. Sometimes it happens right on camera. No names. But like, what are you looking for in those creative partnerships? Because, I mean, some of them last a lifetime. Some of them are career defining, no pressure. But yeah, you hear about these kind of legendary, both TV and filmmaking teams, you know, either duos or sometimes whole studios that they started either in school or even started as teenagers. Like, what is it you're looking for in those creative partnerships that you're able to keep moving forward and able to find a mutual vision? Like, gosh, I get excited and I get rambly, so I hope I'm making sense.
I'm going to say something brief and then pass it off to them. But what I love about working with these guys is that I feel like there's a collaboration there and that we can have a conversation. We also get along and have fun. I think that's part of it too, is that I enjoy working with them. I like it. And I have fun with them. And I think that's like a big part of this, because without that, I feel like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll pick someone else next time, but I keep coming back because I like working with them. But I don't know why you guys keep coming back to me. So I'll give it to you.
We're going to pass the mic, and everybody has to say something nice about everyone else.
The crazy thing about the director-editor relationship is that you're locked in a room together for, you know, in this case it was a month and a half for a 16-minute film, an 18-minute film. And so you have to be able, you have to have fun, and because I've been in stressful editing rooms, and the thing is that the early cuts will almost always be bad, and for every film, and editing is a process of finding the story, and so being able to sit there, being able to laugh, and yes, there's a lot of pressure, but if you have fun and if you do enjoy just. Because you're going to try it and try it again and try it again and try it again. And it's not going to work, 50 times. And then the 51st time, it's going to be great. And like there are some scenes in this movie that cut after cut after cut, but we found it. And so you really do have to enjoy the process and be patient. And as long as you're open to trying anything, it's and again, it's just enjoying that process. I know it sounds so simple, but it's so easy to get so stressed and to put so much pressure on yourselves.
Sure.
That you have to have fun. You have to kind of keep it light and know that you trust the process and know that you'll get there.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, I think it's just important to have people around you who can deal with stress well. And there's anytime you're doing a film, there's going to be incredibly stressful situations, and this film's no different. So it was important to have people that you can go into the trenches with and make have a couple laughs when it's a crappy day and stuff like that. And then the writing partnership, you have to have a partnership that you can be honest with each other and give critical feedback, even though at the moment it might not feel too nice, but
yeah,
we've gone over it.
Yeah.
And we come out.
He hates me.
Yeah. And we come out for better, hopefully the story comes out for the more positive, and then our relationship comes out more strong as well. You guys have something to say? You want to top that up?
I believe that there's just trust between all of us. We understand where we're coming from, and we can be honest with each other, I think. We can share our opinions. And I think at the end of the day, if you have all these different assets, then you really will come out with a great project in the end.
Yeah, just the collaboration, all together, it was just so good with these guys. Before we pre-production on this, I was out in Oklahoma shooting another project, and basically came in a day beforehand, and everything was very smooth, and it was great. And it was easy to jump right in just because they're so well organized and detail oriented, and that just made the whole project go smoothly.
I'm sure for someone who's very busy and having to go from project to project, editing to editing room to room, you would hope for that ultra organized unit, and that cohesive get along unit makes everything better. And for the actors too, I'm sure. We don't have the cast with us, but feels a lot more safe when you've got everybody on board.
Yeah.
The ego's not getting in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say is when you're dealing with, we've talked about it's a very emotional story. There's a lot of empathy, but a lot of honesty, and sometimes you don't always see the prettiest of pictures. And yes, they're actors, but you never know when a bit of material is going to uncover something
personal.
deep. Yeah.
I think that was part of it too, is even though this has never happened to me, this is like my family in a way, and I know them so well. And in a way, that character was me. And when Annie came on board to play her, like, I think she just got it right away, because on the page, hopefully we were so honest that came across, but also she knows me, so that helped too. And then we had conversations about certain aspects and certain past things that could have happened to our character, and some backstory to help with that too. And then Rusty just came, Rusty, we call him, just came in and nailed it. So, yeah.
But yeah, I think probably what I was trying to say and didn't say well, and I came to it when you were speaking, is, you know, since the actor doesn't always know what they're going to uncover, but it's an incredibly vulnerable process, even for someone who's a very seasoned professional. Like, you can't go to those vulnerable spaces or it would be more difficult if you know, all you're seeing is the director and the producer fighting for power, or, you know, the cinematographer is just all about, you know, he's not dedicated to the story so much as he is his own website. You know, like, you meet people like this, and you know, for the day players, the people that come in and out aren't there for the whole process. For them to really give their all, I think this is what they need to see, is this dedicated, kind, honest with each other in a constructive way partnership. So congratulations on finding that at such a young age. It's amazing. It's inspiring.
Thank you.
And before we go, is there a place on website, social media, where they can hit you guys up, learn a little bit more about the film?
So I don't have a website for the film, but I have a page on my website for the film. So my name is Maria de Sanctis, so it's just www.mariadesanctis.ca. CA for Canada. And there's a page for Father by Law, our movie, and you can find stills there, and then more information on next upcoming screenings, and then also press will eventually land there too, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you guys for coming to Austin. We really hope to see you back again.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.